Welcome to the module number 9 of the digital marketing course. So in the previous module, we bought the domain and the hosting, and we saw how the WordPress backend looks, and we also created our professional email ID. All right. And in this video, we are going to go ahead and start learning how to use WordPress and what all features does WordPress provides and how it is the best content management platform out there, using which you can create and build your website without the knowledge of coding and without ever having to learn the code part of it. All right. So right now, as you can see on the screen, I am logged into my Bluehost account that we created in the previous video. So now I just have to click on login to WordPress. I told you that this is the first way. This is the way to log into your WordPress website. And as you can see now, in the URL bar as well, you are able to see that it's going to redirect me to my site. So let's just wait for it to load, and within a few seconds you can see now the ritvijtiwari.com domain is being used, right? So this is what I told you about in the previous video, that in the URL bar was not visible, so there was no proof. But now you can see that when I log into my website from inside of Bluehost panel, it actually opens up the ritvijtiwari.com domain name. All right, and this is not the temporary domain name which was there earlier, because I verified my email ID, and then it was all hunky-dory and good, right? And this is the padlock symbol that I was talking about, which signifies that your website is secure, and the SSL certificate that Bluehost provides you is actually this thing. This is what you get when you install an SSL certificate on your website. And I told you that this is a requirement of Google, that your website should be secure for the users to engage with it, and they should feel secure while browsing your website. Okay, and it has went ahead and declared this as a policy, as a suggestion, as a rule, that websites with the SSL certificate will be ranked first in comparison to those who don't have the SSL certificate. So this is something that you will learn in SEO. I will talk about it in the SEO part when we reach there. Okay, but this is my duty to tell you ahead of time that while buying the host itself, you should have the SSL certificate within that hosting plan that you buy, and that is what we have done. Okay, so now we are here inside the WordPress dashboard. Okay, let me tell you that if you don't buy the host from Bluehost, or if you already have a website set up, then you might not see the Bluehost panel settings here. Okay, this is not generally available in WordPress, but when you bought it using Bluehost, then you get these options, and these are for your help. You can see that there are direct links like start with a page or post, and browse themes to customize your website. And this is the button that we clicked in the last video to shift from the coming soon mode into the live mode. Now the website is live, right? So you can just revert it back as well, and you can click on these buttons, and you can play around with these buttons, which are actually going to then get redirected to the actual settings that WordPress provides, which are from here itself. So you can see the dashboard part. Then these are the posts, media, pages, comments, and then appearance, plugins, users, tools, settings. So these are the options that WordPress provides by default. Okay, and just like I told you in the last video, that this Jetpack, Opt-in Monster, WP Forms, and Insights, these are some additional softwares or additional plugins that Bluehost has went ahead and installed by default. But if you don't feel like a need to keep these, then we are going to delete them as well. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that in the upcoming videos. But I have decided that for this video, we will talk primarily about these 4 options that WordPress provides. And even before that, I want to just click on the dashboard part here and let you see how the default WordPress dashboard actually looks like when we get out of the Bluehost part. Okay, so you can see here that there are these notifications with us. Now this is again from Opt-in Monster. If it was not installed, you would not see it, so I'm going to dismiss this. And then this option is also due to a plugin, the Insights plugin installed here. Okay, and this is due to the WP Forms plugin installed, so I am just going to dismiss them. And so you see here the SSL part. So a really simple SSL plugin has been installed, and it asks us to go ahead and activate SSL, so I'm going to do that. The SSL has been already activated, but this is another plugin, another software that has been installed by Bluehost, which activates the SSL on your site. Okay, so when I've clicked on this button now, so you can see here that SSL is enabled on my website. Okay, so I can dismiss that for now, and then this is one more notification from OptinMonster, which is another plugin. Okay, so now let us go back to the dashboard part again, and let me give you an overview of what all things are there. So see here, this is the first option that dashboard provides you, that the next steps, that if you want to go ahead and write your first blog post, add an about page, set up your home page, view your site, all these quick links are available for you, and you can click on them obviously, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to delve deeper into each of these options from the dashboard here, from the panel here, and we are going to go into each one of them. Okay, so then this next notification is again from a plugin known as Jetpack. All right, so I'm going to shut it off for now, and now you can see that this is due to WP Forms, this is due to OptinMonster, but this is due to Monster Insights. And if these plugins were not installed by Bluehost by default, then these notifications wouldn't have been there. Okay, so now coming to the main part of the video, that we have to progress towards building our website, and before that you need to understand that what all features does WordPress provides and why it is the most famous content management system out there. Okay, and when I say content management system, what do I actually mean by that? So let me just go ahead and open up a new tab where I can show you the current the look and feel of the website. So you can see here that by default it is showing me an article called Hello World, which is a post. Okay, and you can see the content here. Okay, and this default post has been provided by WordPress itself to show you that welcome to WordPress, this is your first post, and you can edit it or delete it and then start writing. And you can do so by clicking on the edit button here, or you can just click on this Hello World link, which is the title of the post. And if I just click on it, you can see that the post opens up, and then inside the post there is one default comment as well to show you that how a comment looks on WordPress. So does it relate to the blogs that you read online? Isn't it? So we have this heading, we have the author name, we have the date of publishing the article, and then we have the number of comments, right? You must have seen something similar to this already on a lot of other websites that you visit on the web. Okay, and now you can do it simply by using WordPress as your platform. Okay, everything is done and everything will be available to you by default when you go ahead and start creating your posts. Okay, and you can see this comment that, hi, this is a comment. To get started with moderating, editing and deleting comments, please visit the comment section in the dashboard. So these are kind of tips provided by you so that you could understand and you could yourself actually explore the WordPress dashboard. All right, and then at the bottom of the post you can see here that there is an option for people to comment. Okay, and when something when something is written here, and when the reader clicks on post comment, then that comment will be displayed on your website just below this one. Okay, so and these are then some of the options that are available by default because of the current look and feel of the website, and we are going to talk about those themes. I mentioned the word themes in the previous video, and we are going to talk about that how we can actually go ahead and change the entire look of the website without actually knowing the coding part, and how we can also change these options, like we can remove or add on some more options which are called widgets in the WordPress terminology, and we are going to talk about them in the upcoming videos. So let me go ahead back to the WordPress dashboard, and I want to talk about here the posts and the pages part. Okay, so now what is a post and what is a page? You need to understand this thing, that the difference between the two is actually the essence of WordPress. Now, when I say WordPress is a content management system, it means that dynamically you have the option to update the content on the website. Just like any blog post. Okay, so these posts are actually the blog posts, and what is the difference between a post and a page is that when a blog post is created on the website, understand it, okay, when a blog post is created on a website, the newer blog post will come on top of the previous blog posts that were there. So in WordPress, blog posts are actually shown in a reverse chronological order. Okay, if you don't understand it right now, don't worry, I'm going to go ahead and create one in front of you, and I'm going to show you what difference does it make. Okay, so let's move ahead, and if I hover over this posts option, you can see that I have 4 options here: all posts, add new, categories and tags. Let's go and check them out one by one. So I'm going to click on the all posts tab, and I'm going to open it in the new tab. Okay, so now in the new tab, let's see what loads up. So now you can see here that in the all posts tab, you can see all the posts that are published on your website. Now you can see here that there is a post called Hello World, isn't it? This is the same post that I was showing you just a few seconds back. Okay, and the reason why I showed you this is because now you understand that when you create a post inside of WordPress, that is what actually goes and gets created on the home page of the website. Okay, so if I just click on the welcome button again, now you can see here that I am on the ritwiztiwari.com, which is my home page, and this is the post that is there. Okay, and after the posts, now you can see that inside the post, all these options are available to us. I had clicked on the all posts option, so you can see that this post is there. Now I have two ways to go from here, that I can either edit this post, okay, or I can create a new post as well, and we are going to talk about each one of these. So for the first one, let's click on, you can either click on the edit button, or you can click on the Hello World, and something like an editor will open up. So see, now you will see how simple it is to actually go ahead and create a post. All right, and I told you that with digital marketing, you have to start with blogging, right? You have to start creating content, just like you consume content from all the other websites out there. Similar is the case with WordPress. You can just easily go ahead and create a post, and when you click on the publish button, which I'm going to show you in a few seconds as this is taking some time to load, you will see that just like the Hello World post here, one more post that you created will also get displayed on your website. Okay, so let's see if it has loaded up or not. Yeah, so now you can see here that there is a navigation here available for you, which actually teaches you about the block editor that WordPress has powered. Okay, so you can create your own block. All right, and you can get to know the block library. We are going to talk about that, and then you can learn how to use the block editor. There is a link that WordPress will provide you, and you can get started with it. Okay, so now since I opened up this Hello World post, now you can see that here is the title of the post, right? So if I just go ahead and delete it entirely, you can see that WordPress instructs you that this is the title area. Okay, so you can add in a title here like how to lose weight in 30 days without hitting the gym. Okay, for example, this is my headline. And now here, you can see here that there is this text available. So let me just write in any kind of a dummy text. Okay, let me write it like lorem ipsum, and let me just copy and paste it again and again. Okay, I'm just hitting enter, and you can see that new lines of text are being created. Okay, and now you can see here that there is a button called as update, and there is a button called as preview. Okay, so I'm going to talk about these now. That if I want to check how my changes look on the website without actually updating it for the world to see, I'm going to first click on the preview button. Okay, and I'm going to preview it on desktop, tablet, mobile. It's my choice, and I can preview in new tab as well. So let's click on preview in new tab, and obviously since I'm on a laptop, it's going to show me the desktop version. So let's wait for the preview to load up. All right, so now you can see here that if I go ahead and update my post, this is how my post is going to look. You can see here that the website, that the title is obviously has changed, right? And the content has also been changed. But if I just again go to the ritwiztiwari.com website and reload the website, so I want to just show you that, see here that the post has not yet been updated. Okay, but now if I just go ahead and click on the update button, and see, now the post has been updated. Now if I again go to ritwiztiwari.com and reload the website, you can see here that this is going to be changed, right? So that's the proof. There you have it, that it is this simple to create your first blog post on your WordPress website. Okay, if I just click on it, and and then it's going to open up the post as well. All right, so I hope now you are clear on how easy it is to actually go ahead and create a post in WordPress. All right, so while we have this post open, I just want to go ahead and talk about the different kind of blocks that are available inside of WordPress. Okay, and see, when I just click on, when I click enter after this last line, you can see here that there is a button called as plus. Let me just disable these extensions. These Chrome extensions are not allowing you to see that button. So let me just go ahead and disable these extensions. Give me a second. See, everything is dynamic. I am doing it in front of you, and even I don't know what will come up while doing stuff. So these are all the extensions that I use. Okay, so I have just disabled those extensions, and I hope that now that problem will not come up. Yeah, so see here that now there is a plus button. This is the button which says that it will help you add a block. Okay, and when I click on add block, you can see that there are these different kinds of blocks that you can use, but these are just a few of them. I can click on browse all, and now you can see that there are these different kinds of blocks that you can use. Okay, so the first block is a paragraph block. You all know what is a paragraph, and the text that I have added here is all paragraphs. Okay, so if I want to create a subheading, okay, so I can click on this heading block, and now this is a subheading. Like I can talk about the diet plans. You can see that how the font style is different than the normal body text, and there are 6 kind of heading styles inside of WordPress, and out of that H2 has been selected. So to make you understand, H1 is the biggest heading font, biggest heading style, and H6 is the smallest heading style. So the title of the page is always in H1 heading style. Okay, it's in the H1 tag. So make sure that all the headings, the subheadings that you include in your blog posts are actually starting from H2. And if you have some more content within the diet plans that require a separate subheading, then it will become an H3 subheading. Okay, I hope you are clear about the headline block. Okay, now clicking on the add block button and clicking on the browse all section again, you can see that I can add in a list as well. Now what is a list? You all have seen what a list is actually. A list is something like the bulleted list, like item 1, then item 2, item 3. See, this is a bulleted list. But if I go ahead and create a new list, which is actually, you can see here that the recent blocks are coming here. So if I just click on the list, and I can click on the numbered list part. So this is going to be a numbered list now. Numbered list item 1, numbered list item 2. All right, so these are the 2 kind of lists that you can use. Now if I just go ahead and create a new block to show you what all blocks are available, you can see that as with the list, there is a quote block where you can add in a quote, like if you want to change the world, start with yourself. All right, and if it is by some famous author, you can enter the author name here, famous author name. All right, anything. So I since we have reached this point, I want to talk to you about some settings available inside of the posts area. Okay, so you can see on the right hand side that there are 2 options, document and block. So this means that when I click on the document, these are some kind of settings that are available for the entire post that you are writing. All right, and if I click on the block, this actually gives you the options that are available for the specific block that you have selected. Like right now, since I have selected the quote block, you can see that there are 2 different styles of quotes that I can use. All right, and you can choose a default style as well, and then there is this advanced option where you can add in an HTML anchor, which is something related to coding, so we are not going to talk about it. All right, and if I go to the other list item, like this is a list item, right? Then for this block, this is the starting value. Like right now it is starting from 1. If I want to start it from 11, I can do that as well. So see here, now 11 and 12 are the list numbers. Okay, you can even reverse the list numbering. So now the upper one is 11 and the lower one is 10. All right, so this is the option that that it provides you. If I go to the bulleted list, then you don't have any specific options for the bulleted list. If I go to the heading part, you can see here that I can select the font sizes for my headings. Okay, so if I want to select it to a 56 pixel font size, I can do that as well. I can even change the color of my text. Okay, like if I want to change it to pink color or maybe a custom color, so I can select a color. You can see how it is changing here. And if I want to add a background color to my heading, so I can do that as well. So see what all changes you can do inside of a post itself. So these are all the customizations that WordPress provides you. And now since we have used a paragraph block, you can see that in the paragraph also you have the color settings available, and you have the option to add in your own font styles. Okay, so now since we were talking about blocks, getting back to the blocks, let me first show you the different kinds of blocks that you can use in WordPress, so you'll get an idea of what kind of posts you can create and what kind of content you can include within your blog post. And after that, we are going to talk about the document settings. All right, and let me tell you in advance that the way the screen that you're seeing right now to create a post, it is similar to the screen when we'll go ahead and create a page. All the settings are going to be same. That is why I'm going to cover everything in this part. And when we go to the pages part, we are just going to see how pages differ from the posts. All right, so now if I go to the blocks again, you can see here that now we have the code block. Then there is a code block. See, if you want to add some code here, code inside your post, you can do that. Then this is the classic WordPress editor, okay, which I don't recommend you using, but if you want, you can do it. See, the classic editor actually it gives you an option to write posts in a classic way. So let it just open up. It has not yet opened. So yeah, this is the classic editor where you get all these options of bold, italics, numbered list and all. Okay, so this is what a classic block means. So I don't actually like using it. This was installed, this was actually provided because WordPress changed its internal editor. The editor that you are seeing right now has been updated. It is a massive update, but earlier it used to be the classic editor only. Okay, then coming to the next block, we have the pre-formatted block. And what does the pre-formatted block do? You can read here in the box that comes up when we hover it, that add text that respects your spacing and tabs. All right, and then there is a pull quote block. Then there is a table block. So if you want to add a table into WordPress, you can do that as well. See, so if I want to add a table of 2 columns but 3 rows, I can just click on create table, and I have got this option. Like this is my heading 1, and the next one is my heading 2. This is my item. This is my row 1, column 1, and this is my row 1, column 2. Then I have row 2, column 1, and row 2, column 2. So you can see how you can easily create a table inside of your post as well, like if you want to add some comparison tables or something like that. All right, and now you can see that there are 2 kinds of styles available for you. Okay, you can set the default styles, and then there are these other options that you can play around with, like header section, footer section, if you want to include those, and fixed with table cells. So you can do that as well. All right, and then there are these color settings. So what should be the background color? Okay, so you can actually go ahead and change that, and you can click on this clear button if you want to just avoid it. So if I just use this one and use the default style, so see, this is how the background color looks. Okay, now moving ahead to the other blocks available. So then there is a verse, which actually helps you insert poetry. All right, so these are all the blocks available inside the text category of blocks, right? Then if you want to add some media, like I want to add an image into my article, so obviously images are very common and they should be there. They add a visual appeal. So you can just click on the image part here, image block, and you can either upload it from your computer, or you can open up the media library, which we are going to talk about soon. All right, and so if you want to upload an image from the computer, you can just click on the upload button. Let me just find out one image. Okay, let's see. Go to the downloads part. All right, so like if this is something which we can use, this is an image of a person who is working on a computer. So you can see how easily you can add an image into your blog post. All right, so this is taking some time to upload, obviously. Now you can see at the right hand side, there are some options to customize your image as well. Like you can change the width of the image to 75%, 50%, 25%, and you can add in your custom image widths and heights as well. Okay, so till the time it loads up, let's go ahead and add another block, and understand what all media blocks you have. You can also add captions to your images, by the way. Okay, so clicking on the plus button, you can see here that as I added one image, you can add a gallery of images. You can try that out. Then if you want to add an audio file, you can simply click on this audio block and upload the audio file, and it will open up just like a podcast does. All right, so you can try that out as well. I'm going to delete this block for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what other blocks we have available. Then we have the cover block. Now what is a cover? As you can see from the the hovered that information which is coming here, you can see here that a cover is actually a block wherein the image can be used as a background and you can add text over it. Okay, let's do that. Let's upload an image again. Let's choose something else. Now it might take some time to load. What happened? Okay, since I guess the first image is still loading, that is why the second one has not started. But anyhow, you now know that how you can simply upload an image and you can add the text over this block. All right. And then the next thing which we can use, which you can do, is that you can add in a file. Like if you want to allow people to download a file, download a PDF file maybe, then you can just click on this file one. Okay, so I guess, yeah, the cover block is now live. So you can see here that I can just add in some text, like this is the image description, and you can start seeing that the image has started loading here. It might be due to my slow internet speed that it's taking some time. So this is how you can add this kind of block as well. Then we were talking about the file block, so you can add in a file directly. Then there is a media and text block, the image on the left and the text on the right, and there can be some other settings available as well. You can use that. I am not going to show you all the blocks obviously, because then it's going to be very long. You can try them out, and based on your requirement you can actually go ahead and explore them, because I don't want to just give you everything. You have to go ahead and practice as well. All right, I am here to explain you everything, but I cannot show you everything. You can see here that all the information is already available when you hover on these, so you can see what all information is present. Okay, so video, you can even just like we uploaded an image, you can upload a video as well on your website, and you can then add it into your blog post. Okay, but I won't recommend you do that directly, because when you add and when you upload a video on your website, it's going to get saved on your server, and it's going to make your server heavy. But instead, what I recommend is that you should upload it into YouTube and embed it into your website, and I'm going to show you how, because there is a block available for that as well. All right, so moving ahead to the design part, you can now add some buttons if you want. All right, so if I want, like download now button, so see how easy it is to add a button. And then we have these styles available. Okay, then we have the border radius part available. Okay, so then we have the link settings available. You can add in the links. Then if you want to add the link to open the link to a new tab or not, right? And to add the link, obviously there is this link button. So if I just add in here https google.com, and I have just added the link to it. Now when I click on the download now button, it's going to open up google.com in a new tab. All right, moving ahead, just like the buttons, we can add columns, we can add groups, we can add the read more tag, we can add a page break. Okay, these are very self-explanatory. I'm not going to show them all. Then we have this separator, like if you want to add some spaces in between, right? So just like this, or just a wide line, or the dots part, you can add the separator block. Right, moving ahead, we have the spacer, like if you want to add some space in pixels, just some blank space, you can do that. Right, like let's add 100 pixel of space. Okay, then let's move ahead and see about the other blocks available. Now these are the widgets which WordPress provides you. Like if you want to add a calendar, if you want to add a custom HTML, if you want to add social icons, you can add that directly. And now this is the fun part, the embeds. I talked about getting a link of a YouTube video and then embedding it into your website. This is how you do it. With the embed blocks, you can actually go ahead and embed the posts from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, Spotify, Vimeo. But I'm going to show you the process for one that is YouTube. So let's just click on YouTube, and here it is asking you for a link that you want for the video to embed. So let's open up youtube.com and just select any video that we want. Okay, like there is this video of inside the 5 billion Apple dollar headquarters. So when I click on this link, you get this link, right? So I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to paste this link here and click on embed. Now you will see that this is how this video gets embedded, and it gets it will be played here on your post. Okay, so let me just go ahead to the next blocks. In the embed section, there are a lot of blocks available, so you can check them out all at once. Okay, you can play around with them. These are obviously the integrations of third-party softwares with your website. Okay, so this is all about the blocks. And then we have these patterns, like what kind of buttons do you want, like 3 buttons, 2 buttons, then how columns, how can you use the columns here, right? So these are the things that you can use, right? These are provided by WordPress by default. So now, as since we have covered almost all the blocks and you now know all the settings available for the individual blocks, let's let's update this post and see the changes. Okay. All right, so the media library part, actually I guess the media upload failed because the photo was very large in size. Okay, so let's try to add in a small photo. Like let me add my own photo, my own passport size photo, right? Let's see if that gets uploaded or not. I guess it should, because the file size is quite small. Yeah, so now you can see here that I can center line this photo. All right, and I also want to show that for paragraphs also, you have these options of aligning them in the center, in the right. You can bold them if you want. Like I can select them, I can bold them, I can italicize them, I can link these as well. All right, so these are all the other options that if you want to superscript, subscript, and you can change the text color, you can do that. Okay, so let me just make it pink. Okay, so these are all the options. Let's do the same for the cover part. Let me just choose my photo itself and I'll add in my name over this. I just don't want to leave anything for you. Yeah, so let me just type in my name. You can see how it is coming up as a background image. So let me just update it now. See, the post has been updated. You can either click on this button or you can just reload this post again. Okay, so see now that the color has been changed. This is bold, this is italicized, right? All the changes that we did, you can see them here on the live site for the world to see. And this is how the video has been embedded as well. And I can play this video right inside this page without going to YouTube, right? The people are going to stay on my website and still they are going to watch this video. Isn't it cool, right? So now let's move ahead and talk about the document settings available, which are very, very important. I am making this video longer because I want to cover the detailed aspect of the settings that that WordPress provides you while creating your blog post, because a blog is a dynamic entity. You are going to regularly add in content on your website, because that is what content marketing is all about, and that is why people come to a website. Remember why Google lists the list of websites when somebody searches something? Obviously the content has been written somewhere, right? And this is the area where the content has been written, and you can write the same content and you can just change the settings as well. All right, so now in the document part, you can see here that we have these different kind of options available. The first one is the status and visibility. Okay, with the visibility, what do we mean is that right now it is visible to everyone. The blog post, this blog post is visible to everyone. Anybody who opens up prithvishtiwari.com will be able to see this blog post, but you can change it to private, that only visible to site admins and editors. Okay, so if I just click on private and click on OK, it will not be visible to everybody. So let me show you how. See, when I click on private and I update it, let's wait for it to get updated, and see, now it has been updated. Let me open the incognito mode of my browser and I'm opening up prithvishtiwari.com. So now see the difference, because now I'm not logged in into the site. You can see that no post is visible, right? This is what we mean when we make it a private post. All right, so, and the third option we have is password protected. So if I just click on password protected, if I just enter a password called hello world, okay, and I update it, so now you can see the difference again. Since I'm logged in, it's going to be visible to me. But if I just open up my incognito mode again, and here now obviously the post will be visible, but it will not be I cannot access or read the post until and unless I add a password here. Okay, so let me add the password hello world that I just created, and if I hit enter, now you can see that this post will open up, and I can now see this post. I guess there has been a problem. Let me just reload it. Okay, let's try again, or maybe I have just misspelled it. No. So see, now the post is available. Okay, so just open it. It can open up. So there was an internet issue, but now you can see that the post is opening up. All right. So this was all about the visibility part. The second thing is that you have an option of scheduling your blog post. This is something really, really powerful, because you can write all the content that you're going to post in a month in just 2 or 3 days, and then you can schedule it here by just selecting a date. Like maybe I want to post this post on 2nd of October at maybe 10 a.m. in the morning. So I just have to, enter in the details here, and I can then just go around and travel the world if I want to, because my content is getting updated on the website automatically, right? So if I just update it, it's going to schedule it for that day. Cool, isn't it? All right, let's move ahead to the next thing, which is the permalink part. Okay, now you can see here that the permalink is something which is a link of the blog post. Like, right now you can see here that if somebody enters in this link, then my blog post is going to open up. But obviously this is not something which is recommended. Obviously we need to have some, English text here for people to easily remember it, and we are going to see, and we are going to understand how to change the permalink. So wait for that. Then we have the categories part. Categories are something obviously which is related to the different kinds of content that you want to add. Like, since this post is about losing weight, so it is in the health industry. So even if I want, I can just add in a new category here, that okay, weight loss category. Okay, and I can click on add new category. Then I can also create a new category called the diet plans, or maybe the workout category. All right, so now you can see how easy it is to add a new category. But I just want to assign this post to the weight loss category and not the uncategorized and workout category. So simply I just have to check them off, and I have to update it. Okay, so you can see here that earlier it was the uncategorized category here, right? But now if I reload the post, it should change to weight loss. See, cool, isn't it? Okay, moving ahead. Tags. What are tags? Tags are something, the related words that people might type into the search bar of your website to find information like this. Like for this post, I can add in the tags as lose weight. All right, and I can just hit enter, and then this tag has been added here, and I can add more tags like no exercise. Okay, or then losing weight. So similar kind of information, which people might search for on your site or on Google. These are the tags, these are the keywords that you can add here. Okay, then comes the featured image part. The featured image is the image that usually shows up when you share, when you see some posts on Facebook or any other social media platform. There is an image obviously all the time with the title of the post and the link of the post, isn't it? So this is the same featured image. This is that image which will show up every time. Okay, so let's go to media library and select one image if there is any. Let's see, at least my own image should be there. Oh yeah, this image is there. So let's set this as a featured image. Okay, yeah, so this image has been set. The next thing is the excerpt, like the brief information about what is all there inside this article. This is optional. If you want, you can write it down. If not, then you can leave it, and you can even learn more about it. But I don't usually use it, because WordPress by default gives you an option, an excerpt. Actually, it automatically shows you some information on the home page. Then we have the discussion part, that we want to allow comments on this post, and we want to allow pingbacks and trackbacks, so we can leave it at that. And then we have the post attributes part, that currently the default template is being used, which the WordPress theme that is currently in use has provided. So I am not going to touch that. We are going to talk about changing them when we are going to learn about customizing the look and feel of the website. Okay, so now you know all about the document settings available. So let me just see, now the schedule button is there, but I just want to reset it. So I'm going to publish it immediately. All right, so now you can see that now there must be some changes in the post, and let me show you what kind of changes are those. Okay, I'll have to add in a password. Okay, let's just change that to public again. We forgot to do that. So it's getting updated. With this video, you will now know everything that you can do with the posts feature inside of WordPress and the pages feature inside the WordPress. What is a website? Actually, it is just the it is filled up with content, right? A website has content, and this is how you post content on the website. So see here, this is the featured image that we selected. All right, and this is the caption, this is the name of the image and the title that we had. Then at the bottom of the post, you can see the tags that we had mentioned. All right, so this is what I meant to show you. Okay, so with this, now you understand the options that we have when we want to create or edit a post inside of WordPress. Okay, so we edited this post. Now let's move ahead and learn about adding new post. It is actually similar to what we just did. In add new post, it will give you a blank page wherein you can add in your title. Like I can add in a post called 7 food supplements for better health. Okay, and then I can add in a list of 7 supplements. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so just like that, and I want to just publish it, and I want to show you the reverse chronological order that you actually get when you post a new blog post. Okay, so I'm just going back to the main domain ritwishtiwari.com, and you can see here that the earlier post has now shifted below and the latest post is on the top of the page. This is what I meant with the reverse chronological order of a WordPress blog post. Okay, so now you understand that what a blog post does. Whenever you add in a new blog post, it is going to come on the top. Okay, so let me just close it down. And the third thing here is the categories part, which you have already seen, but let's just go back to it again. And herein you can see that the 2 categories that we created are here, and you can add in new categories here if you want to, and just click on the add new category button. Simple as that. Like maybe I should add diet plans to show you. Okay, and if I just click on add new category, it's going to get added here. Okay, and you can see here that we can delete these categories as well, but we cannot delete the uncategorized category. But actually this should not be the case. We should be able to delete it, isn't it? So don't worry, when we talk about the WordPress settings in the upcoming videos, I'm going to show you how to delete that, and why this is the option is not visible for it right now. But continuing further, moving ahead, you have the tags here. So already I have talked about tags from inside the WordPress post, but similar to categories, you can create your own tags from this option as well. Easy, isn't it? Now moving ahead to the pages part. So see, in the pages part, there are just 2 options, all pages and add new. And in the all pages part, you can see that here is a sample page that WordPress has already published. So let's just open it, and you will be able to see that it's similar to the WordPress post that we had created. All right, so I'm not going to talk more about it. I just want to show you that in the pages part, you have the 2 options, all pages and add new, and this is the add new button, which is going to be similar just to the post page, post creation aspect. But then comes the difference between the posts and the pages, and the difference is that until and unless you add a page somewhere on the website, it's not going to be visible. Like right now, if you go to the home page, you can see that the sample page is here. But if I just create a new page, just to show you that when we create a new page, it's not going to show anywhere until and unless we explicitly go ahead and show it. All right, until and unless we explicitly add into a footer, add into some header, or we give a link to that page somewhere. Okay, like demo page, and let's add some demo content. Let's just publish it. So now the page has been published. Let me show you that. See, demo page and demo content, and this is the link to the page. But if I just go to the home page, this page is not going to be visible anywhere until and unless there is one more option selected, which I'm going to talk about. So see here, the demo page has been added here, but this page has been added here automatically. This is an option selected by WordPress, but it's not always the case. Okay, so just let me show you what actually happened, so that you don't get confused that I am saying something else, but something else is happening. So let me go to the appearance tab, and just let me go to the menus part. There is an option where it has been selected, it might have been selected, that automatically add new pages to this menu. This option has been by default selected in WordPress, because right now you can see that there is no menu, so automatically the pages are getting added. Okay, but when we create a new menu, then until and unless we click on this option, the pages will not be added into the menu, right? So this is the difference, that I can create any number of pages, because obviously if I create 100 pages, so not all of them have to be here on the navigation, right? We have to customize the navigation as well. So I hope you can understand the psychology behind it, because we don't want to show all the pages here. But with the blog posts, every time a new blog post will be added, it is going to come in the top here. Okay, so this is the main difference between the page and the post. All right, then the third thing that we had to discuss was the media part. So you already have seen how we can upload it, right? And if I just click on media, there are two options like a library and the add new button, right? So library, you can see here that these are the images that we have uploaded, but you can go ahead and add new images here as well. Simple as that, just like you do it from your mobile phones, isn't it? All right, so now we have covered the posts, media, and now let's come to the comments part. So anytime somebody posts a comment on your website, you are going to see them here, and there are different stages of those comments, different states of those comments. Like they can be pending comments, you can approve those comments, or you can decide to delete those comments as well. And I'm going to talk about the comment settings when we discuss the WordPress settings in the upcoming videos. All right, so now with this I have covered a lot of information, and you have a lot to go ahead and practice and just try out all the different blocks and the settings of the pages, and you have to upload images and everything. Just go ahead, buy your domain name and set up your website, and experiment with these things, because these are the main parts where you create content for your website. And I have covered it all in this video without caring about how long it becomes, because it had to be in a continuous flow for you to understand the linkability of things. So in the coming videos, I'm going to talk about what are themes, what is a menu, what are the widgets, how to customize your theme, and what are plugins, right? And then I'm going to talk about, in the video next to that, I'm going to talk about users, tools, and settings. And with that, the WordPress part of your course will be completed, where you'll know how to set up your website. Okay, so more information, more valuable information is coming your way, and using this information, you can obviously get clients and build websites for your clients as well. And after that, I'm going to even tell you one more thing about page builders, which will actually exponentially increase the customizability options that you have when you build a website with WordPress using Elementor. Okay, so stay tuned for that video. Till then, bye bye. This is Anmol Dugal signing off.